What do you really have to buy when you just get started with riding motorcycles? Some parts of the gear just aren't necessary, especially not for your safety, and therefore a complete waste of money. Since most of us are working with a tight budget, focus on grabbing the must-have gear essentials first. In this video, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about the most important motorcycle gear parts and also what you don't need. Let's get started with the helmet. You must have thought so, but a proper fit is quite relevant. The helmet should be snuggly but still comfortable on your head. Also, watch out for a safety certification. You don't have to buy a helmet for $1,000, but make sure the helmet was properly tested. Then you also have to think about the type of helmet. For example, full face helmets will give you the most protection. If you're a supermoto rider, you would want to look for other types of helmets, of course. Then there's a point most people do not think about. If you want to buy communication devices, maybe sometime, then make sure that your helmet is compatible with communication devices. I have a bad example for this. My helmet, for example, is way too thick here on this side, so I can't properly attack something like a Senna or a Cardo system. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the jacket. I'm not gonna talk about whether leather or high quality textile is better, but just make sure that the material is abrasion resistant. Make sure that the jacket has armor protection at key impact zones like your back, your shoulders or your elbows. The protection should be CE certified. No matter which type of jacket you choose, it's really important that it fits you quite well and it's comfortable to wear. Then, depending on how the weather is in your country, you should think about things like ventilation or weather resistance. Also, if you want to ride during the night, think of good reflection parts. Could be also useful during daylight. Next thing are the gloves. What I think is really important here is that you have proper knuckle protection, so that when you wear it here on the knuckles should be a special layer of protection, like a really hard material. For the gloves, it's really important that the material is durable. Think about when you're riding. You're braking, you're accelerating, you're using the clutch, and every time the material has to move. Again, depending on when or where you are riding, think about weather protection and insulation. And if you want to use your phone with your motorcycle gloves on, make sure that touchscreen compatibility is given. With the pants, it's similar to the jacket. Make sure that it has a proper fit, that it has a good material and also armor protection. This time especially at the knees and the hips. And it should also be CE certificated. Then, apart from the usual points like weather resistance, visibility, ventilation, also think about the closure system, whether it's a zipper or buttons, but make sure that the closure system doesn't open when you're riding. Motorcycle boots. The most important thing is that your ankles are protected. I know there are some nice motorcycle sneakers, but you should definitely opt for boots, because your ankle can be broken so easily. You don't even need to have a crash. It's enough when your motorcycle just falls down on you and onto your leg and your foot. When I got my first gear, I personally spent the most money on boots, but this is something of a personal preference. Now we've covered all the must-have motorcycle gear, and we can get on with something that you can have and will give you some comfort, but you don't need it. For example, ear protection. I'm using the Alpine Motosafe race, and the good thing is that they filter the sound. For example, they filter out things like wind noise, so you hear way less of the wind, but you can still hear your motorcycle and the traffic. I put your link in the description for the Alpine Motosafe race ear protection. And then there's motorcycle gear that you definitely do not need. Kidney belts. I know, many riders say, always wear a kidney belt, but here's why, as a new rider, I wouldn't say that you need it. There are some benefits you get when you wear a kidney belt. They support your back. This can be especially beneficial when you ride on longer tours, for example, or you already have problems with your back. Other plus points are that they reduce fatigue, stabilize the spine, maintain proper posture, and also give you thermal insulation. Another thing that I wouldn't buy as a beginner is functional underwear, especially for motorcycling. Of course, they have some benefits like seamless construction, temperature regulation, or compression fit, but this doesn't add up to your safety. I hope you find the right gear, and the next video will be about something technical again. I'm looking forward to it.